ready for takeoff at Eswatini. It's 3:23 in the afternoon. Going to retrace this morning's flight, but we will fly over the adjusted waypoint 3, which is the larger reservoir, having concluded that the small one was pretty hard to see. The other one's about 10 times big at 2 miles away, so it's a better steer point. Anyway, very clear, no clouds. We should be able to see lots of details. Let's do a rolling start. Taking off, heading 200. 70, 80, 90, 100 knots, rotate. We have liftoff and the gears up, coming up, flaps are coming up. Oops, watch the sink rate there, pay attention till we get to 200 knots and then the plane flies pretty level, going through 250 knots. And turning right to our first waypoint.
Generic 3 Delta, Hotel Kilo Echo Tower. Altimeter 30 decimal 411.28 0814. Enter left downwind runway 20.
Got traffic coming towards us actually. Got to keep an eye out.
Leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Copy that.
Tower Mix 007 frequency change.
So we're pretty much on track now.
West traffic runway 20 generic Hotel Kilo Echo.
And should be passing traffic according to my map. Can't see him. Guess he's above us. Yeah, he's flying past now. I can't see him, so we look pretty safe. Okay, let's pay attention. We're a little bit left of track, let's come right a bit. Sitting on 370 knots. It's a glorious afternoon. Just coming right a little bit to intercept our track. And about halfway along this first leg the terrain starts to rise, so we've got to watch out for that. We're at 1700 feet now. We've already come up 400 feet since we took off. And as you can see now, we get steeply rising terrain. And turning left to intercept our track again. And still climbing. Quite fast actually. So you really got to watch that on this first leg of terrain. It rises in a way which can catch you unawares, that's for sure. Let's go to the left when we can. Gorgeous. As you can see looking ahead, we've got higher terrain looming, so we have to keep climbing. Now slow down because we're only about 8 miles I think from the police academy. So look at the right wing cam. Nice. Super special. Right, I'm going to come left a little bit. We're turning right at the next turn point. How far out? About 5 miles, I think. Yep. So we're looking for an airport and a playing field to the right of it. It's a pretty hilly place to put an airport, but there you go. Come left a little more. I think it's on this flat area coming up. Airport should be right here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Right in the middle of the canopy rails there. So if I turn over the airport, we should see the playing field and the police academy. Let's get the right wing camera out. Start our turn. And looking for that playing field, we've got to turn a bit harder. Okay, it's a bit trickier than I thought. Once again, I'm going to circle. I had to do this morning too. I know I'm in the right place according to the map and where the airfield is, but the point is to be able to spot the visual references. So as often the case, there we go. As often the case, I'm just too close to see it. There's the playing field. There's the buildings at the northwest corner. Perfect. That's it. So this is the real flight, unedited. Get to see all my goof ups. It's part of the fun of flying in a simulator anyway. Okay, let's head up to the golf club. Wow, so much to see here in the daylight, in the afternoon light. So entering the valley, rising terrain on the right, pretty much following this main road. About 5 miles out from the golf club, or Royal Spa I think it's called. Climb a little bit. 30-degree right-hand turn when we get there. See, there's a new playing field. Awesome. You see something different every time you fly this round. Okay, that's right. We've got this orange patch of earth and the golf club right next to it. The clubhouse right centered in the canopy now. Awesome. That's great. Right. About 12 miles now up to the larger reservoir and quite a bit of climbing to do. Let's go to the right wing tip. Got a bit of a shot, but we've got to watch where we're going. Going through 3,400 feet now. 3.5. It's pretty steep. 3.7. 3.8. 4.1. Okay, we're about 6 miles out. I'll climb a bit more actually and
Clear to land runway 20 generic hotel Kilo Echo.
see if that helps us spot the. So we're at 5,200 at the moment. Now that altitude should get us home actually. So I'm trying to stay around there. See how we go. So about 3 miles out, and we can see straight ahead large dam and reservoirs. So that's cool. Much easier to spot. Yeah, the other dam was behind this hill and only about a tenth of the size. So we're turning right over that dam. Just FYI, can we see them? Yeah, it's almost impossible to see the one I previously was aiming for. Anyway, this is a much better landmark. Awesome. We've got a very, say about 110 degree turn to get back on track. Wow, that looks awesome. Now we're pretty much back on track to home, yeah, and about 35 miles. Okay, so we're at 5.3 at the moment, 5,300 feet. I think we need to stay about that altitude. Spectacular countryside here. I'll speed up a little bit. It's awesome. Spectacular. Let's get the wing cam out. Left wing. Looking great. Right wing. Right wing tip. Looks like we're looking to the south now. Incredible colours. When I get to about halfway back, I'll go back to low level. So I'll start to do that now. More or less following this river. Back down to 2,500 feet altitude. Really zipping along.
Generic hotel Kilo Echo, turn next taxiway.
And then we're just about to break out back onto the plains. Cool. Let's call the airport. See which way they want us to land. Probably on 20. I'll climb again while we're doing that. Let's get the southern camera view up for you. Okay, let's call the tower.
Tower make 00714 miles west 2,100 via to land. Make 007 tower.
runway 20.
Generic Hotel Kilo Echo exit runway when able.
So somebody else has just landed there.
Base runway 20 make 007.
We're at 3,000 feet at the moment, so pattern altitude will be about 2,300 feet. So I'm descending now. We're about 9 miles out.
Generic Hotel Kilo Echo exit runway when able.
Keep the speed up.
Follow the aircraft on the runway. Point 180 at 14. Clear to land runway 20.
Cool, I'll do that, but it's a bit premature.
Hotel Kilo Echo turn next taxiway.
We're at 2,300 feet, we should see the airport coming into sight, about 3 miles out. Yep, sorry about that.
Clear to land runway 20 make 007.
Quite hard to spot this airport.
Generic Hotel Kilo Echo turn next taxiway.
I can see, there we go, see some buildings and yep, approaching perpendicular to runway 20, which I'm actually going to dial into my actually I won't, I haven't got time. So here we are. Have to fly downwind. (2,300 feet above sea level. There's somebody there just leaving the runway. This distinctive circular patterns. It looks like some kind of shield from altitude. I took the drone up there. It took just here a few pictures yesterday. Looks like some kind of housing development that hasn't got very far yet. So there's a turn in the highway. You look out for anything that gives you a clue to. And the lake over there is probably a good point to turn back for final, I would say. A small lake. So even when we lose sight of the runway, we've got some reference here. Speed's 220. I'm going to use power in the turn so we don't stall. Actually, I'm going to drop the gear now. Here and flaps. Looks like a reservoir actually. Okay, turning, powering up. Gear is descending. More power up. Coming back to hit 200. Just west of south. Okay. Got 3 greens, flaps are down. Looking good. Just add more power. Because we're quite a way out. Mountain ranges there. Yeah, it's a great country to explore. I'd like to come back and do some more flights here. And now I reckon this turn in the road and that body of water would be a good turn point for a very short final. Okay, throttle right back, 144 knots. Runway 20, crossing the threshold at 130, so 20 knots fast. Leading speed very quickly now, 111, flaring. Oh, bit of a balloon there, and we're down at 94 knots. Pretty rough at the end there, but there we go, that's what it is. Yeah, those last I'd say 2 seconds are really critical. I should just shut my yapper at that point and fly. But will I ever learn? And tune in next time and find out.